So first thing is certificates. So we're talking about certificates here. So this is what will encrypt or encrypt the communication that you're going to have between you and other parties on the web. The big push is to try to get everybody with a domain validation certificate, which means you are validated as an entity that should get a certificate. Now, anybody can go out and buy it, and there's not a huge amount of checks that go on this, but it does give you the certificate and allows you to be secure while you're communicating on the web. It also helps your SEO when dealing with Google. They like that. They think that's a good thing. So it would behoove you to get it. If you can do it through Let's Encrypt and the self-signs are using their domain validation certificates, there's a little bit of wonkiness that has to go with that, but they're getting better with it, then that's a great option. If you want to go pay for it from your hosting provider, that's another option as well. But the self-signed certificate is the easiest, okay? And you can do that with your internal network. You could do it right now at home. You can sign your own certificate, and it basically says anything on your home system, your home computer, so all the computers in your network talking to each other, you will sign for the authenticity and that this is going to be secure. And when you do that, they can all talk to each other using a self-signed certificate. Okay. Now, if you try to go to the internet or you try to put a self-signed certificate on your WordPress installation, you can do this, but it's not a good thing with search engines. They will not look at it. And most people it'll come up as a flag saying, no, this is a self-signed certificate, do not trust. So I would not recommend that. Domain validation is one of the easiest ones, and it will give you an actual certificate for your domain address, and it verifies that you are, in the case of WP Security Daily, you are WPSecurityDaily.com. There's an organizational validation, which actually the government checks out your actual organization or your business. That's pretty much it. It just says, hey, if you're with, I don't know, BillsBlindCleaning.com, they will verify that, yes, BillsBlindCleaning.com is actually a business and you're good to go. So that's organizational side. A little bit more expensive. Extended validation is the best. It's the granddaddy. And it costs more, obviously. But what it does is it doesn't just give you the little padlock and show the URL. It's got a nice big green bar up there. There's a lot of great things that it does. It's also, it takes a lot longer because they're doing organizational checks. They're doing a lot of stuff to verify, yeah, you are who you say you are. So you'll see this in like PayPal and so forth. They all have that. And it is I'm not there. I'm on a DV cert, but I will, once business starts growing more, I will be an extended validation cert because it's just good business. It's a good way of doing business. There's multi-domain certificates. So this addresses subdomains or other associated domains. And like in the case of you got mysite.com, right? www.mysite.com. Well, but let's say you own mysite2.com. So that's another domain that you own. So you have, in the case of that, you own this other domain, you want to go ahead and have that domain under a cert. You can do it, but you have to buy a multi-domain cert. Rather than buying individual certs for MySite 1, MySite 2, MySite 3, you can buy this multi-domain and it helps. But it also helps with subdomains that are tied to it. You have wildcard certificates. This is with, in the case of you have a domain where you're using mail.mysite.com or blog.mysite.com, you know, those subdomains to that, or just splat.mysite.com, the wildcard will allow you to basically put an SSL certificate on all of those. So it's a really good option for that, and it gives you much more flexibility. So you just got to decide which is best for your situation and what you want to actually encrypt. Now, you don't have to do everything. It's not a mandatory or requirement that you do that. It's good online business, but you also got to consider the data. Is the data worth being encrypted? Maybe, maybe not. If it's not, and you could care less, okay, then don't do it. If you think that it's important and you worry about things like that, then you should do it. So you just have to decide what level of protection you really want to deal with.